It's Pikachu. Like how players eradicate outposts on an open world map, the open world genre has been rapidly invading every gaming franchise imaginable. From Zelda to Halo, and now Pokemon. Normally this would upset me. But thank the Blue Eyes White Dragon, because out of all of these franchises, Pokemon has the greatest open world potential. Fans have been frothing for this one before the world was even in color. So does Pokemon Legends Arceus live up to the hype? Nope. Arceus fails at
Dynamaxing the classic Pokemon experience into a AAA open world game.
Coming across as more slow poke material than slow bro material. Mainly because you aren't really a Pokemon trainer like Ash. This is a prequel taking place many generations before anything we've grown up with. It's the time period MAGA hat wearers have been harping about for years now. A time before anime. Exploring various biomes to tackle odd jobs for the locals like gathering supplies or capturing specific Pokemon makes up the majority of the game's 500-hour runtime. And yes, of course I played all 500 hours. Why would you ask such a question? It becomes less Pokemon trainer and more Pokemon hunter. When I wasn't completing specific quests by capturing Pokemon for others, I was capturing Pokemon for myself so I could beat up bigger Pokemon and then capture those Pokemon and then use them to beat up even bigger Pokemon, and then the cycle continues over and over again. So all in all, it's a game for the whole family. If that sounds monotonous to you, it's because it is. Arceus' primary gameplay loop feels hollow, sluggish, and outdated. The only saving grace is the tweaked battle system that prioritizes attack speeds over strict turn-based combat. Too bad the game as a whole no longer emphasizes combat. Because with Arceus leaning more towards the hunt, it brings along the many trappings you'd find in survival games, like resource management and crafting. This Pokemon game was meant to be like Breath of the Wild, but on crack. It only takes the most tedious aspects of Breath of the Wild, rather than doubling down on its exploration. Don't let the trailers fool you. Arceus isn't a tried and true open world, but instead a variety of smaller hub areas to adventure upon. And by adventure, I mean keep collecting resources. Open world, more like open garbage world. That's funny because it's a real Pokemon I made up. The absence of gyms means that Arceus is turning its back on the highlights of the Pokemon adventure. Quests that revolve around mediocre resource gathering or catching X Pokemon for Y person don't have the same panache as the quest of becoming the very best like no one ever was. And also beating the snot out of your rival. Combine this with janky controls and you got yourself a dull, uncinematic experience. After playing through this game to 100% completion, like I always do with every review I've ever done, I'd say maybe you don't need to catch them all this time. Dear Heavenly Rayquaza, forgive me, for I have sinned. It's been 12 minutes since my last confession, and trust me, this has nothing to do with all the fan art I talked about last time. No, my sin this time is that I reviewed the Pokemon game without even playing it. Neil Armstrong would not be proud. I deceived my audience. But I don't regret it because I did it for science reasons, okay? I was tossing and turning late one night, thinking about all the so-called gaming critics who we put our trust into that review games without finishing them first. How dare they? So I came up with a plan. What if I took it one step further? What if I wrote a review attempting to mirror the kinds of things I believe reviewers will actually say about a game, but never even play the game being reviewed? Will my reviews still align with their thoughts? What if we don't even have to play a game to have an accurate opinion on it? I based my writing solely on that 13-minute game preview that Nintendo shared about, I think, 2 weeks before launch, which led me to believe that this game would get mediocre reviews. So was I able to predict the review scores? Well, I don't know. I'm recording this before they're even out. But whether I'm disturbingly on point or super off base, it'll be interesting to see the results. Critics can't keep getting away with lazy review practices. Anyway, that's my sin. I lied to the 16 people watching this video. So how about I do 30 Hail Misties and we call it a day? Sound good? Wait, how did you know I reviewed Assassin's Creed Valhalla and never finished it?